I'm going to start off here in regards to, I'll hit the injuries real quick and I'll get into the game. So as far as injuries, Sam Kamara is in the concussion protocol, and then Roquan Smith has a hamstring, so we'll keep an eye on that, and Marquise Goodwin with a foot. So that's where they're at. As far as the game, the only thing I can do is give complete appreciation and thanks to the players and coaches. I can't ask for anything more. I mean, this is a special group across the board, and you know, obviously stating the obvious, we've been through some stuff, the distractions the last couple of days, but it just proves to who they are. You know what I mean? What type of fighters they are, what type of winners they are, and it's you know, there's just an appreciation that I and we as coaches have for them because they're the ones that had to go out and do it today. You know, when you look at the game, I want to compliment Detroit. I know it's not easy, but at the same point in time, you know, I know that they got great coaches and great players, and that was a difficult game. Guys stepping up for us across the board, whether it's guys heading into the game with where we were in different phases, or whether it was guys like Roquan getting hurt and other guys coming in. The defense, to be able to do what they did, all but 2 drives, I think when you look at the numbers, they were pretty impressive. They got that takeaway there, and then special teams wise for us, you know, we missed the long field goal. I thought we did a good job of field position the entire game, and then Cairo and the rest of the group to win it at the end with the field goal special. And then offensively, what a credit to Andy Dalton for being able to come in here, not one live rep the entire week, and does what he does with that group of guys. It wasn't easy. There was times where, you know, things that we want back, but in the end, that last drive shows who they are. It just shows who they are on that last drive. To not give them the ball back to win the game there is a credit to Andy and the rest of those guys. I thought they handled it this whole week really well. And then, you know, really that's probably the biggest thing from the game. So I'll go ahead and open up with questions.
Can you give us a clear and honest picture of what happened the last 3 days?
Yeah, I think, you know, again, everybody understands that the last couple of days with the distractions that we had, that we fought through it. You know, I don't know what you can go ahead and ask me what the question is specifically.
Well, what happened? What happened the last 3 days?
So there was a report that came out that was false, and that's where it started. And then we had practice, and we continued with our days, and we had our practices like we normally would, and I cleared it up with the team. And then as I think everybody is aware, the next day George came in and had a good talk with the team and confirmed that was true. And then we went about our business.
How do you feel about the situation now that we're here at the end of this game?
Yeah, no. So what I care about are these players and coaches. That's what I care about, because they're the ones that are out there sacrificing all their time and energy to get this win. They deserve this. When you lose 5 games in a row, I've been telling you this whole time, you want to go 1-0. That's it, because you never know what can happen from there. And so when there's distractions, which is in every sport, in all facts of life, there's always going to be distractions. It's how you handle them. And again, we got the win today, and it could have went a lot of different ways, but the reason why we got the win is because of how they handled the distractions, you know. And again, that's where, to me, when you're in this business and you lead people, it's my job to make sure of honest and open communication. And that's where, for me, I just can't tell you how much this win means today to me because of what they did.
Matt, in the discussion you had with George and Ted after you spoke with us on Tuesday, what did you want to learn from them? What did they communicate to you when you went to them?
Just exactly that it was not a true report. It was false.
How long did that conversation last?
Again, I'm not going to, you know, in fairness to, I think everybody can understand that's an internal discussion that we have. But the biggest part of that discussion was that, you know, and now the next part of that is when you have that is now me making sure that we don't have too much of a distraction take away from practice. You know what I mean? From practice and from everything else you got to do that day. And you know, it didn't. So, you know, that's about what that was. No, not at all. Completely on his own, and I thought it was really well received. Again, I don't wish anything. I just know that that I was there that day to be able to go out there and lead those guys in practice and try to focus to do everything we can do to win this game today. And anything else that happens, I got people that work, that know what's going on outside of that building, that they tell me, okay, here's the deal, and that's it. And I go about it that way, and then I listen to what they had to say, and I think it's important in these type of times that you're very open with your players. I've taken a lot of time and effort to build relationships over the 3.5 years I've been here for these moments. Because what happens is then people try to tear you down, they try to rip you apart, they think you're vulnerable, and I think today we just proved that we're not, we got guys that fight.
Matt, how does that whole episode, does that help or hurt your ability to coach this team?
No, what episode?
The report, George on the team, your
Again, it's a distraction that you have to deal with, but if you make it too big of a distraction, it can affect you, and it didn't.
On a personal level,
What was what?
and what was the week like for you? I know you were nice players, I know you were nice coach.
Yeah.
When you go to bed at night, is it stressful?
It's when you have a great support system, which I always talk about. I tell you, my family, friends, and people in that building that support me, that's all you need, and people around the league. You know what I mean? So when you got other coaches and people from other teams that you talk to that are there to support you, when you have people inside our building, when you have family and friends as strong as my family and friends, it's pretty powerful. You know what I mean? So again, it's if I couldn't handle it, I would have never signed up to take this job, but I can handle it. You know what I mean? So that's what, and then that's me. That's selfishly looking at it. But for me as a leader with this team, I'll roll with that group of guys in that locker room right now, players and coaches. I'll put them up against anybody. I love them to death, and they're freaking warriors, man. They know how to win. They're not losers. They know how to win, and I appreciate that about them.
Coming off being losing streak and considering the distraction with the job security this week, does this win feel more like relief or is it joy?
No, it's just joy. You know what I mean? It's for us. This is the biggest part for me. And I'm not built this way about being selfish. This is about the team. This is selfless for them. Those guys are the ones out there practicing every single day trying to fight like hell to get a win. It's hard. You don't get half losses and half wins in this league. You either win or you lose. You know what I mean? We had 2 close ones the last 2 weeks. It's a big difference if you win those. We didn't, but we won today. So you can't take that away from those guys. So there's a joy in that locker room, and they're allowed to have that. They're going to have a great Thanksgiving today. Because they earned it, and they fought like hell, and they told me what they were going to do, and they did it. How cool is that?
From an emotional standpoint in that regard, Matt, do you feel like the team rallied around you?
Yeah, I do. And again, and not just me. The other part of this too is, as Ryan and I do this thing together, they rallied around all of us. You know what I mean? And not just me, the coaches, because there's a lot of in the coaching world. You have assistant coaches, right? So we're all a part of this thing, and so their players are, we're all working together here, and I think that's what's impressive.
Was it by just what you saw, or could you feel it? I mean, from an
Both,
emotional standpoint.
both. You felt it was easy to feel, and again, it's that's where in times like this, there's things that we have and that we keep from, that we just in different ways organically. Whether it's an individual discussion or whether it's a group discussion, you work through these times. And that's why they're allowed to celebrate in our locker room right now. It feels pretty good.
2 more.
You said the guys told you what they were going to do. Did they say,
Well, they always say they're going to win. You know what I mean? They always say they're going to win, and that's what we always want to believe. But I think more than anything, without getting into major detail, there was a lot of love and support, which again I appreciate.
Matt, with
Last one.
With 6 games left, what is your understanding of where your job status is with your superior?
Again, for me, there's only my understanding, which is what it's been since the day I signed up to be this coach, is to win as many games as I can possibly win and do it the right way. And when you lose 5 games in a row, you understand, and when you're 3-7, you know what territory it can get to. You know what I mean? And that comes with the job. And so I knew that 4 years ago when I took this. And so here we are. Every week is a little bit different. This one was definitely different. But this is one of those weeks where you use it moving forward, and you don't make any predictions, but what you do is you use it when you go home on that plane tonight, and everyone's having a good time because they're able to celebrate and have fun watching the tape and enjoy their Thanksgiving and get back to being healthy and understand what games are next. But the only game that matters is Arizona coming up. That's it, you know? So, again, for me, the only thing I can say to those players is that I appreciate them, and we got a hell of a group of guys, players and coaches, and they showed it today by getting the win.
Thank you.